Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, into the intraday action we go on this Monday, December 2nd, 2013. It's about 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time as the markets are shifting here right above the flat line. S&P 500 up 2 points. NASDAQ is actually down 4 points, and the Dow is down 23 points. So a mixed page on Wall Street today as we get back to work after the holiday session or the holiday weekend. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and some downtime as we get back into things today. Now, a couple things to go over. Today is what I call Mutual Fund Monday. It's the first Monday of every month, and there's usually money flow into the markets because of mutual funds. So it's very unusual, in my opinion, to see a weak market, especially in holiday hangover volume, which is what we have today. So right off the bat, I'm watching the markets today to see if we have a strong up day, a neutral day, which is what we have right now, or a down day. Neutral to down would be very bearish over the next week or two, in my opinion, because if you can't get enough of a pop on this insanely light volume, and today we've done 45 million on the spiders, which is super, super light. But if you can't get a little bit more upside here today, then to me that shows that even in light volume, even on a Monday, a mutual fund Monday, the markets just don't have the energy anymore. And you could see even last week. I mean, I think last week was a great indicator. It was such a light volume week because of the holiday, which usually means neutral to upside. But the markets actually had these sharp sell offs on heavier volume throughout the week. And you can see right here going back to last Monday, and then Tuesday, and then Wednesday before bounce back. And then even on Friday, remember Thursday was closed for Thanksgiving. Friday, we had the biggest sell of them all on super light volume just before the markets closed at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And interestingly enough, if you zoom out a little bit more, look at this pivot top right here, 181.20. See this high? See how you hit it again on Tuesday of last week, on Wednesday, and then notice how we gapped above it on Friday and then sold off back below. Today, look at this. We were below it, we got above it, and now we're right back to it. So, in terms of a key level to watch on this market right now on the SPY, which remember, that mirrors the S&P 500. So this level currently mirrors on the S&P 500 1808. So the 1808 level, 1807.50, right around there, is a very important closing level at the end of the day to watch. All right, and again, I think that'll be my pivot point to keep an eye on. If the market somehow closed strongly above that, then I think that's short-term positive, although minorly positive. If we close on or below it, I think it's a pretty strong negative. All right, and again, I think you just have to look at the market and how it's been behaving to really get a grasp of the price action. I mean, look at the price action. We've had generally a light volume market that's been up, but it sees these sharp sell-offs, and that's institutionally based. I mean, there's no other avenue to understand it other than distribution by hedge funds and institutions. So it does bring out the caution flags for those of us that are intelligent in terms of the market, just because of that price action. It's just reading pure and simple the price action. All right, so that's what we have on the S&P 500 on the spiders. Couple key stocks making moves today. One stock I want to bring to your attention is Amazon. Amazon announced on 60 Minutes last night, Bezos was on, and he's talking about drones delivering packages and so forth. And I love the price action here. I was looking to short it above 400 as a swing trade, and it got to 399, which was disappointing because I really wanted to short it. But it had a big reversal from the highs, as you can see on the daily chart here. And that alone, to me, is a very bearish indicator of a potential top. So again, just a heads up on this. And the reason why, I mean, some of you may say, well, how come? Well, anytime you have a gap up after 6 consecutive up candles, that's bearish right there to have the gap up, and it's a good weak gap, as we call it, with a potential of pullback. The fact that it has pulled back and it's negative on the day is a reversal. And a reversal coming at all-time highs on heavier volume, see the volume is heavier, that actually is a very, very bearish signal. So what I'm saying here, folks, is that Amazon most likely is near or at a high, a multi-week, maybe multi-month high right now. All right, and again, I may short this a little bit below the 400 level, but I'd like to see how it trades into the close today and then make my decision. But a very proper setup here on the weakness. And again, this talk about drones by Bezos, it's fantasy right now. It's not coming in the next few years, folks. Think about the problems. First of all, FedEx and UPS are going to lobby the government to not allow it. I mean, think about the jobs that it's going to cost them or what they fear if it starts on this path down the line. Now, right now, they're just talking about local packages around the delivery center. But I mean, if you start it, then what's to say, okay, now from 10 miles radius, now 20, now 50, now 100, now 1,000. You know what I'm saying? And then the logistics of it. All right, so a package is flying, a gust of wind comes, it falls out of the thing, or it knocks the drone out of the air, and it falls and hits someone. All right, legally, think about that. All right, then think about, all right, these things, how many doomsday preppers are out there going to be shooting these things down? I mean, I just think in the short term it's fantasy. It was a great news story to create the gap up, but oftentimes we see stocks end on these massive gap higher. And it wasn't even that big of a gap higher. It was only a few bucks. It was up as much as $5, $6, on the open of the gap up. But it's interesting how it never went higher than that gap up and then reversed. It opened at 399. That was the high of the session, and then since then it's fallen back here and it's actually down a couple bucks. So my analysis is showing we should pull back to about 370 on Amazon in the short term. Down the line, maybe further, but right now 370 is your short-term target to the downside. Google's having a good pullback here after a strong move up last week. We are seeing it down $6. Apple's having a small pullback. Apple had a 3-bar surge on the daily. I told my members to expect weakness and a consolidation pullback, and sure enough, we are seeing that as well on Apple. What's leading the market today? Why is the market, on the S&P at least slightly positive? And the answer is the financials. J.P. Morgan Chase up 22 cents. Goldman Sachs having a stronger day, up about $1.57. Those are the leaders today. One of the stocks that's very, very weak, and I'm actually short this stock with members here in the research center. Take a look at this, guys. 3M down $4.50. Take a look at this intraday chart. Stock is absolutely getting crushed. I love reaping the profits of this play, folks. And this is a wide range down candle coming off of a little micro topping tail right here. Very bearish, very, very bearish. In fact, it's interesting because it's getting below the even number here of 129, which actually does get my attention as a potential, I repeat, potential scalp trade. I shouldn't say swing trade, just a scalp trade. But definitely one to keep an eye on here as we continue to trade inside of this action here, all right? So something I'll keep an eye on and continue to update you guys if we, scalp it obviously in the intraday stock chat, but just something to keep an eye on in the short term. All right, I am short that as a swing trade, so it's very nice to see. Couple stocks I want to highlight to you guys here. Let me just go over them as we speak. One of them is this EPZM, and EPZM is a little biotech stock that's been hammered of late. It's actually half a billion dollar market cap. But let me bring it up to you guys. I want to show you why I like it. All right, it's very thin stock, 77,000. But look at this bull flag developing, and the upside reward is pretty sizable. You have a move all the way to back $25, 25, 25 and a half is upside potential. So I am watching this EPZM as a small play. And again, stock's been hammered, but this bullish pattern right here is very, very attractive into the next couple days. Unbelievably attractive. All right, so we'll keep an eye on it. 3M is coming down a little bit more here, and I am getting very interested on this one. All right, let me just see. I might want to take a little bit of a stab if it gets down a little bit lower. Let me look here. All right, we have a level here which was just pierced, and then you have this low here, 128.50 to 55 area. If it could get down there, that's your spot, guys. All right, so be aware on 3M. That looks like a very, very good level. I like that quite a bit. So again, repeat, 128.50 to 55. Even 60 is okay. I don't have a problem with that. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to step aside here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to mention. Just on the SPY, which is the S&P 500, notice how we're now back below this level here. So watch that very, very closely. A close below 180, 120, I'm bearish on this market. A close above, I'm neutral. And you might say, well, why not positive? Honestly, because what we've been seeing in this market is very deliberate selling by institutions in light volume as best they can do. And you can see how these institutions really affect the market when they do sell. But, we've been seeing it, and we're seeing it again here, right here. It's most likely institutional little distribution going on. So very bearish in that characteristic or that factor. Keep an eye on the 3M. That's a good one. Amazon, a very interesting play to watch. Amazon actually has a little bit of bullish consolidation intraday if we flip up the intraday chart, but any sort of close below these two moving averages, and that would be negated. But I'd love to see Amazon have one more little push up into the mid 390s or so, 395, 397, even 400 Pierce would be sweet, as I used it as a shorting opportunity, no doubt about it. All right, guys, have a great afternoon. Come take the 7-day free trial here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. The Research Center and the Intraday Stock Chat are our two services, and the Research Center is geared towards swing traders and investors, while the Intraday Stock Chat is obviously for day traders. Take care, guys.